Melanated dominant people, come here. I'm madder than a hoe in church. You ready? I go to the gas station. It's ran by Arabs, Muslims. Normally, they're very friendly, flirtatious, even. So the store owner singled me out. Have no idea why he picked me, but this conversation didn't go like he thought it was going to go. He said it's a damn shame what the Jews are doing to the Palestinians, and Muslims are being persecuted, and they're doing in the Palestinian, and they don't belong there, right? I listened, and I said, well, it was the Muslims that enslaved Africa for over 1,300 years. They castrated black men in the Sahara Desert with dull knives, and many of them died. And they trailed thousands upon thousands of black women across the desert. Black women bones lined the Sahara Desert so that it was said you didn't need a map to get to Europe. And still now in Libya, according to CNN documentary in 2017, the Muslims were selling black Cameroonians and Nigerians on a slave market in 2017. He became furious. And he said, oh, you must be a Christian. That's why you on Israel's side. You must be a Christian. I said, why would I be a Christian? The Jews' Torah told them that black people were under the curse of Ham, and therefore we were sanctioned by Yahweh to be slaves. And some of the brutal things that they did to melanated dominant people in slavery was used through the Old Testament. Jews said that black people were more like apes than they were like humans. So no, I'm not on their side either. Can I tell you that he put me out that store? I know you fucking lied. Put me out the store. Would not sell me my little chips or my little soda. Why am I telling you this story? Melanated dominant people, stay out of their business. Stay out of it. Let me tell you something. When I'm wounded and hurt, I'll take help from anybody, okay? But understand this. It was the Muslim. I want you to look up the Sahara slave trade, okay? Look up the Sunni Muslims. The Palestinians are Sunni, 98% Sunni Muslims. Look up CNN documentary about the Sunni Muslims in Libya. Matter of fact, find you a good Cameroonian or Nigerian and ask them about the slave. As early as 2017, that was still going on when they would catch Nigerians and Cameroonians trying to cross over to Europe. They would capture them and sell them.
First of all y'all who got a problem with me because I said I'm focused on black people's problems, well, guess what? You can stay mad. I'm focused on black people's problems. Last time I checked, I was the creator of Unapologetically African. Last time I checked, I'm the founder of Unapologetically Black. That's my concept. That's my movement that y'all done ran with, talking about you unapologetically African, but you afraid to say that you worried about your people's problems. Ain't nobody helping us. You got 27 million Africans in the Congo, displaced, environmental issues, hunger, poor health care. You got 1 million Ethiopians who've been. You got Sudanese who have died. Ain't nobody said nothing about the Sudanese. Ain't nobody said nothing about the Ethiopians. Ain't nobody said nothing about the Congolese. But you want me to cry tears for the Arabs? Listen, I hope the Arabs in the West Bank in Gaza, I hope they get all they get. I hope they are protected. I hope nobody dies. I hope those babies' lives are safe. I hope the women are cared for. I hope that there's no bloodshed, no violence. But if you think I'm going to take time out of struggling for African people, if you think I'm going to stop my agenda to liberate my people to go cry for people who don't cry for me, if you think I'm going to stop what I'm doing and pay attention to what's going on over there when y'all don't even pay attention to what's going on in Africa. Y'all don't pay attention to what's going on in Ethiopia. Y'all don't pay attention to what's going on in the Congo. The greatest humanitarian crisis in the world is in the Congo. So don't tell me I got to cry for whites and browns. I'm crying for black people, and I don't care who don't like it.
I think it's also important to acknowledge something. Josh, you have an announcement, don't you? I mean, it's why you're here today on the podcast. This is the part where you're supposed to say, I'm hosting. Come on, Josh, you're killing me here.
Oh, my bad.
This is the whole. Come on, Josh. This is supposed to be like a seamless introduction.
Okay,
to me,
yeah.
And you go like, oh, you're hosting the Grammys. Now I've said it, Josh. I've said it. I'm hosting the Grammys. I'm excited about that. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So I played the video of Trevor Noah announcing that he's going to be the Grammy Award host for the 4th time. Now, Trevor Noah is a South African biracial man who is a comedian, talk show host, author, podcaster, and he has a lot of things that he's doing. So he's quite successful in the American entertainment industry, which is a great thing because he's South African. So for a South African or African to do great in the US is a good thing. It's wonderful. It's actually very wonderful. And then hosting the Grammy Awards for the 4th time is a good thing. So now he posted that on his page, on his IG page. And I opened the comments and I was like, okay, let's see what people are saying. And some of the comments that I saw when I opened the comment section was quite an amount of people saying, how can you host the Grammy when something is happening in the world? And I'm like, what is going on? Anyway, Jay, before I continue this video, I'm going to be talking about something that people might not really like. It might be controversial, but this video and this opinion of mine is based on my personal experience, or is based on my lived experience as a Nigerian. Now, in this video, because I don't want problems with YouTube, I might not be exactly saying things as it should be said. So I'm going to have things on the screen trying to explain what I mean while I'm talking. So for these people, I'm going to call them star. For these people, I'm going to call them P. For this set of human beings, I'm going to call them H. So as we go on, I would let you know what each and each means. So that aside, so back to Trevor Noah. So I was looking at the comment section, and when I saw some people say, why are you not talking about P? Why are you not talking about what's going on in P and everything? And someone said that, as somebody replied, a particular person, I was like, oh, that Trevor Noah actually talks about what is going on and what Star has been doing in P's area and everything, but does not mean that he's going to stop going ahead with his work. And also now accuse that person of, why are you not talking about what is going on in certain areas in Africa and other places? And the reaction of the person, the reply of the person was like, they gave me the vibe of, even if it's happening in those places, it should talk about our place. And this got me thinking about the whole why people are not really, people with a large platform are not really talking about what is happening between Star and what's happening with P, and everybody is trying to like just do like a back everybody's trying to do like hands off, and some people have been like, oh, but why is everybody doing hands off at this point in time and not talking or taking, mostly have said, why are they not taking the side of P, and they were talking, and why are they not talking about P and what is going on in P by Star, and Star just is a whole whatever. And they were like, oh, but they talked about what was going on in Russia and Ukraine. Anyway, let's check out the reaction of people to the debate on if celebrities and influencers are mandated or should be mandated to talk about what is going on in P and Star, or even talk about political issues. So let's check them out, and then I'll come back with my own comment based on my lived-in experience.
The creators couldn't be more out of touch. Brittany Broski, of all people on the internet, has decided to share how she feels about the Palestinian.
And I must point out the hypocrisy of these people. For all the activists forcing people into talking about Palestine right now, when was the last time you spoke about slavery in Libya, the genocide in China with the Uyghur Muslims, what's happening in North Korea, and that's been happening for decades, the slave labor that's used to make your clothes, your cell phones, those subject to. What about the 1.7 million Afghans that have just been displaced? I'm not hearing a peep about any of that. I could go on and on with a long, long list of other people who are suffering, losing their lives day in and day out. And where are any of these people talking about those issues? They're not. So it's so interesting that they have so much energy and passion for what's happening right now in the Middle East. And yet all of that passion and energy is being used to yell at influencers and celebrities about not giving their take fast enough or giving the wrong take on the issue.
Very careful of what you say about Israel. Any believer going against Israel, you are making yourself an enemy against God.
I don't know how this propaganda made it to the black community, but it is incorrect. First of all, Palestinians and Israelis worship the same God. It's the God from the Abrahamic religions. Second of all, Palestine is not going against God by not wanting to give up their land to Israel, land that they've lived on for hundreds of thousands of years. If the U.S. and the European nations are so for Israel, they should give them land from Europe or land from the United States to live on. They should let them make a country there, not on Palestine. The Bible does not say anything about Israel because Israel was created in 1948 when the British and the United Nations decided to fight with Palestine and cut that country in half to create an ethno-state for Ashkenazi Jewish people. And ever since the war, Israel has taken more and more and more of Palestine's territory.
To share how she feels about the Palestinian genocide on her close friend's story.
I'm going to say something a little controversial. Heads up. But I think it's a little weird. We continually, during every single major event, continually ask influencers and corporations about their opinions on what is happening in major global conflicts. It's weird. Because do you honestly think Brittany Broski is qualified to talk and distribute information related to a global event that requires accuracy in its reporting? It's no shade to Brittany. Brittany is not specialized in covering major global conflicts, as most influencers are not, okay? So to be relying on them to validate your viewpoints or to validate whatever's going on is insane, to say the least. It's weird, because these platforms that we're on, that they are hosting their content on, because when you see Brittany Broski, it's not through it's not like she has a website where it's only her content that people are finding it on. It's on YouTube, it's on TikTok, it's on Instagram, it's on whatever the fuck apps we use now that are also distributing content related to Palestine. Do you honestly need her or any other influencer to be like, yes, that is wrong? You can't decide that for yourself? That's weird. To be forcing influencers to be giving their take about what's going on and to be distributing information only maximizes the problems we already have with disinformation online. Did we forget about all the COVID disinformation that happened online, or all the disinformation that happened online in 2016 that has set us on the path we are now? Think about it. If you care about what's going on, there are resources you can use to help what's actually going on. Do you think the Palestinians in Gaza are sitting there thinking, oh, thank God Brittany Broski said something? No. What you can do that will actually help is call your legislators, call your senators, vote, donate to Red Cross organizations that are actually distributing aid. Like, it's crazy to me. We have to continually have a conversation every time there's a major event of, what are they honestly going to do? What are they honestly going to do? It's weird. It's weird that we have to have this conversation every single time something major happens. It doesn't make sense to me. Why are you relying on an influencer to validate your opinion? That says more about you than it does literally anyone else. Figure it out.
Why are we holding influencers accountable when we could be holding our elected officials accountable? This question has come up quite a bit on this video, so I'm going to answer why it matters. We can't sit here and act like influencers don't have the ability to influence. She has the ability to access hundreds of thousands of people like that and for free. Nobody is asking influencers to do anything that's beyond their power. Her silence illuminates a bigger issue that is also connected to why there's a G-side in Gaza right now. Nobody's holding influencers more accountable than Congress members, and people who are saying that are obviously not on pro-Palestine side of TikTok. There are some gaps in our activism, but calling our representatives is not one of them. This is a type of issue where numbers matter. The amount of people that we have calling matters because it puts pressure on our lawmakers. Why was this the issue where you decided it was okay to stay silent? She knew what she was doing was wrong. She felt shamed. She felt ashamed of herself for not speaking out. Also, can we talk about Brittany's apology video? The fact that she is able to sit here and say, I don't want to center my voice, like I'm just so powerless. As a woman, it's just not true. That is not true. When people speak, things change. Whole like, I don't have power, I don't want to center my voice thing is just proof that she has not listened to what Palestinians have been asking. I think there are some people who just get overwhelmed and confused because they don't know if they should speak out or be silent. They want to center, but you know, like I can assure you that there are people in that marginalized community who are telling you what to do. Palestinians have been asking us to speak. When we look back at June 2020 with BLM, we were having issues with people speaking over Black and brown people. That's why conversations like performative activism, virtue signaling came up. It's because we were having that issue where you all were using your voices in ways that were not helpful. So we asked you all to stop. Now there is a small population of people who are voiceless, who need every single one of us to be their voice. This is y'all's time to shine. We were around during June of 2020, and we know that y'all can talk. People have also asked like, oh, why are we talking about this when there are so many other more important things to talk about? Talking about supremacy is a priority right now. Like it's a priority right now. You need to be consuming on the ground news. You need to be looking into the history of all these different G-sides around the world. Like we need to be educating ourselves, and also we have to get down to the root of why supremacy is unaliving so much of the world and causing so much harm.
Like going about her podcast as if Palestine isn't like burning and thousands aren't.
And Brittany Broski was just like doing her job as if there's not conflict in Palestine. What Brittany Broski supposed to do? What magical power does this social media influencer have that is going to save lives and stop the conflict over there? Like, why are we consistently looking to celebrities and social media influencers for the answers to everything? Why do we put so much power on their hands as if they can do something about it? Her saying anything about what's going on in Palestine is not going to change what's happening. No matter how big of a celebrity you are, at the end of the day, they have no more power than you and I do. They just have a lot more money and a lot more followers. And despite whatever their follower count is, them saying something isn't going to stop the conflict over there. It's not. And I'm sorry, but blaming celebrities for what's happening in the world isn't the answer. And truthfully, like this is going to get me hate and I don't care anymore because it's going to happen no matter what. As a white person, and this isn't me making myself the victim before you say that, this is just the honest to God truth, and I'm just sharing it. No matter what we say, it's wrong, right? If we speak up about what's going on, we're told to mind our white business and this doesn't concern you. And, oh, another white person explaining what's going on in the world and blah, 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 blah. And we just get hate attacked for it. And if we don't talk about it, it's, well, why aren't you talking about it? You don't care about it. No, we're just afraid that no matter what we say, it's going to be the wrong thing, right? It doesn't mean we don't care that children's lives are being lost or innocent people are being over there. It means that we have learned over the last couple decades that no matter what we say, it's wrong. And on top of that, just because you are a celebrity or a social media influencer does not mean you need to share your political beliefs or your beliefs on what is happening around the world. And if you don't share them, it doesn't mean you do not care. It means that either A, you're not educated enough on what is going on and so you don't want to say the wrong thing, or B, maybe you are making content that is trying to distract people from the nastiness that's happening in the world and trying to make their days a little bit better and not remind them of the never-ending doom that's happening. Because no matter what you say, it's still going to be there. So we need to stop looking to them as if they are these super powerful entities when they're not. They're just humans like you and I. So knock it off.
So we've listened to some people talk about why some influencers and celebrities are not talking about what's going on between Star and P. Some of the reasons are they just don't want to talk about it. Some of the reasons are they just don't feel that they know enough to talk about it. Some are they don't feel that they should talk about political issues on their platform or on their pages. Personally, I don't have a big platform. I'm not an influencer. I'm not a celebrity. But in this scenario, in this case, if I had a big platform, I probably would not talk about it because I'm not going to take sides. I think the both of them are stupid. I think they are doing a lot of stuff that I don't particularly like. I don't understand why there are attacks on children and on healthcare workers or healthcare facilities. I think with every fight, there are rules and those rules should be adhered to. So I don't understand why even H is using children as a shield and doing all sorts of things. So I would not, personally, I'm not taking sides in this case. Now, my own issue now is a lot of these celebrities and influencers are not talking based on past experience and some things. Like some of the creators said that even the black girl that talked, she said when he was doing the BLM, some people who are not people of color were talking and they were told to stop talking. And the other guy, the last guy, was saying that some people don't want to talk because they feel like if they say something, it might be the wrong thing. Now, I don't have full information about what exactly is going on with the Star and P, so I am not even going to even try and excuse anybody. Now, it's the people who are trying to bully people. Yes, because some of the things I've seen is just straight up bullying. Bully people to talk about it and bully people to take a side. I don't get it. Now, previously, personally, I'm someone that will talk about injustice. I don't do it on my Instagram page because I rarely do anything on my Instagram page. And YouTube is not particularly where I talk like that about things. But I talk about injustice and everything on my Twitter, on my X account. Previously, I would have been trying to get more information, but I get problem my own self. Nigeria has problem. right now, Nigeria has problem. So I'm not in the I should be talking about another person's problem. Honestly, like the first creator, Amala, said that people are not talking about other things in other places, and I said one of the reasons why I'm doing this video is because I saw the way people responded when they said, oh, this is happening in this thing, do you talk about it? And that's one of the things why I said this time I'm not really going to talk about it, apart from the fact that we have plenty problem in Nigeria that we are trying to get out of. The other fact is I noticed that with, I won't say Arabs or Muslims, that most of the time when there's injustice I don't know, I might be wrong, but from the observation I've seen, when there's injustice to another set of people that are not Arabs or Muslim, their voices tend to be low. It's not as loud as how they are telling people to choose a side. In this case, it tends to be low. And I'm like, at one point when I was looking at the people that surround me, because I'm surrounded by Muslims and Christians, and Nigeria is a country where we have Muslims, Christians, and traditional worshippers. So Nigeria ideally is supposed to be a secular country. So it's not supposed to be a Christian country, Muslim country, or whatever country, secular. But the thing is, lately we've been seeing a lot of things that have been going on, especially in the north. And every time, it's now like almost a weekly event, some Christians will be unalived. And there is no talk about it. Recently, there was a middle-aged woman who has been in prison for, I think, about 18 months or something, because there was another girl, a Northern Christian, who talked about the fact that they were posting some things related to Islam in our school group. And I think she said something about not posting it, that this is a school group, that there are other people that are from other religion and everything. I don't know what exactly she said, but at the end of the day, they unalived her. And they were so happy about it, which was a problem already. But the people that had the loud voice, that are Muslims, didn't say anything about it. And some of them actually clapped. Now, this person that has been in jail, she's a Northern Christian too, and she posted something about people condemning the whole issue, and then she was put in jail. Now, recently, it just came to social media, it just came to people's notice that she has been there, and we were so like, what has been going on? Nobody talked. No Christian religion association talked about it. People started giving it voice, and next thing, she has been giving bail, so she has been released on bail according to what they said. I've not seen the person, so I've not seen any video or picture of her outside, but according to what they said, she has been released on bail. Now, why I said this is that another issue, if you Google it, as of early this year, Nigeria is one of, I think it's the top most country where Christians are persecuted. Why I said all this thing is because personally, maybe this is my personal opinion, when I see injustice in anything, I have no voice. My voice is silent, but I will not keep quiet. I will talk about it. I will retweet people talking about it. I will give people that are talking about it more exposure by retweeting, by reposting, by talking and everything. But I just noticed that with the whole thing that has been happening to Nigerians, other African countries, even in Nigerians, so Nigerians themselves, these particular people, Arabs and Muslims, barely talk about it. And I felt like maybe there's something that is in the religion that says don't talk about injustice. So I just thought, okay, maybe there's a clause that I don't know about because I have no knowledge. But lately, we've been seeing all this and they're going to talk about it. How can you be eating? How can you be doing party? How can you be doing? And I'm like, wait, is it that there is a reason you don't talk about injustice to other people that is not affected, but you want other people to talk about your perceived injustice? And that thing just got me like, am I missing something? Isn't this like hypocrisy or something? You expect people to give voice to your own issue, but when it's other people's issue, it's none of your concern. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe it's me, but that's what I noticed. And I was like, like I said, I'm not supporting anyone, star or P. I don't even try to concern myself about other things because, like I said, we get problem from our own side. I get problem. Nigeria get problem. We are having problem. So I don't, at this point, I'm not even thinking of other countries, but I'm just looking and I'm thinking, is there something I'm missing? I really don't get it. Maybe somebody else that is more educated can explain the whole thing, because I feel like that's why some influencers and celebrities are not talking about it. Honestly, that's why they are not talking about it. And other issues that they don't want to lose their money, they don't want to lose their platform, they don't want to lose what is bringing food on their table. But another thing that they are talking about it is some of the reactions that have occurred before. So sometimes you look at it and say you can't blame someone that is not taking a side. In fact, people are not even taking a side. They are not taking star, they are not taking P, they are just looking. Because if they want to even take P, they look at some of the things that Arabs and Muslims have done, and they now say, oh, if they want to take star, they look at some of the things that, in fact, those ones, they look at what those ones are doing and say, I cannot take side. And at this point, I don't blame anybody that is not taking side. Any which way, like I said, this is based on my lived-in experience and what I've noticed. I am sure I might be wrong, but I just feel like that's one of the reasons why people are not really like being as active in lending a voice at this point in time to the whole situation, unlike with other issues and the rest. And some people just don't want to use their platform to just be political. It's not everything you're supposed to put mouth inside it. That's the honest truth. If you put mouth in everything, if you talk about everything, one day you will say rubbish. So personally, I don't think it's everything people should talk about. Talk about what is personal to you. Don't talk about something because somebody is pushing you. And when you don't know enough about it, you end up saying the wrong thing and then having more problems. Now, this video is not supporting anybody, but it's talking to all those people that are bullying people to speak out. Both sides, because we see her for both sides. But one side is up there. But both sides, calm down. People will talk about it when they want to talk about it. But when you start bullying people and saying people should talk about it, they will not talk about it. And I don't know if talking about it will help, but if you say it will help, fine. But stop bullying people, because sometimes the celebrities can make it worse. Okay? That's my own opinion. Any which way, I don't know what you guys think about it. If you want to talk in the comment section, if you want to leave a comment in the comment section, be respectable. If you say anything funny, I will block you. This one, I've never said it before, but I will block you. I don't want you cursing another person out, cursing another country out. Just be respectable. So do you think influencers and celebrities should be bullied to take a side or talk about any political issue or situation that is occurring, especially if they don't have an interest in it? Do you think they should be taking sides? Do you think they should be actively working or raising voices on reconciliation or negotiation or something? Do you think they have the power to effect change in situations like this? And do you think people not talking about it is due to past experience when they talk about some issues? Any which way, I would love to hear your comments, and please be respectable in the comment section. Please don't abuse anybody. Please don't do anything. This video does not encourage abusive behavior, bullying, or violence. Please, let's just keep the conversation clean. Let's talk and see how we can make things better. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not yet subscribed and you like videos such as this, please consider subscribing by clicking on the red button that says subscribe, and don't forget to click on the bell notification icon by the side so that you're notified anytime I upload videos. Now, with all that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.